Welcome to the Inspiring Heights podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa Kaiser, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Inspiring Heights exists to walk alongside you as we learn to create healthy rhythms, flourish in our faith, and be inspired where our feet are. We're honored that you're with us today. We can't wait. Let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 14, Christmas in July. Before we get too far down the road, I just want to say I have come down with a little cold, which you can probably hear. So today's podcast episode might be slightly shorter than normal, but I have some really fun things I want to share with you about planning for the Christmas season starting now in the month of July. For those of you who know me well, and actually probably even those of you who only know me a little bit, you know that I am a huge Christmas fanatic. My love for the season comes out very early in my relationships with people. I love Christmas so much that some of my friends refer to me as Mother Christmas. And I often find myself wishing that the season lasted for longer than it actually does. So what I've discovered is that if we begin planning for Christmas early, we can set ourselves up for a less stressful holiday season and more time to enjoy the most wonderful time of the year. And honestly, what better month to plan for Christmas than Christmas in July? Now, for those of you who are worried that I am wishing away summer and fall, I just want to put your mind at ease and tell you I'm not, I promise. I am enjoying these seasons and the moments in them. And just like we all look forward to things coming up like a beach vacation or a family camping trip, I look forward to the Christmas season, which will start promptly on October 31st in the Kaiser household. In today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 tips for preparing for Christmas in the month of July. Now, these tips can be applied no matter what time of year you might happen to stumble across this podcast episode. Tip number 1, have a conversation. What are we doing for Christmas this year? Your parents' house, my parents' house, grandma's house, our house? July is a good time of year to start asking these questions. And here's the thing. Plans change. While I would love to be able to write down all of the Christmas plans in red and green ink in the month of July, I've lived long enough to know I should for sure use pencil. But that doesn't mean that I can't get the conversation started. Knowing what you're preparing for when it comes to some of the detailed components of Christmas can help you plan, spend, and prepare better. Christmas in July is also a great time to start talking about traditions. What Christmas traditions do you have? And what traditions do you want to start? When hubby and I first got married, we talked about a handful of traditions that we really wanted to implement into our lives. But, like most people, time gets away from us, especially during the holiday season. So by starting and naming it early, we're much better able to determine when to start acting on those traditions. I'll give you an example. When Ben and I first got married, we thought it would be really fun to read The Christmas Carol together every year at Christmas. And our intentions have been really good. But we've now spent 2 Christmases together, and we still haven't gotten through the 120-page book. By remembering our desire to do that now, we can put on our calendar to pull that book out of the library in November, so we actually have a fighting chance at getting it read this year. For you, it could be purchasing someone a special gift, or participating in a specific family outing, or making your grandma's fruitcake. Whatever those traditions look like for you, now is as good a time as any to look and plan ahead. Tip number 2, check your budget. You've seen those clips on Facebook where they show you if you put away $100 a month, you'll have $1,200 by December. I'm for sure not here to tell you how to budget for Christmas, but I will give you a tip. You only have about 5 months left until it's here. So at this stage of the year, there's a few things that can be helpful to think through regarding your Christmas budget. Things like
Who are you buying presents for this year? Have you acquired a team or coworkers at work that should make their way onto your Christmas budget? Do you draw names with your family? What's your approach to gifting to friends? You get to do this gift thing however you want to. There is no right or wrong answer. We all have different traditions and approaches to this, but there are some good things to consider. If you have made the decision to add to your Christmas gift list, be on the lookout now for sales and bargains of things you know that person would love. Decide once what your budget will be and then stick to it. There's so much freedom in that. Second, are you traveling or entertaining for Christmas this year? You might want to consider how much money to put in the piggy bank for that gas money or those cheese plates you might serve at Christmas dinner. Third, there are a lot of charitable events towards the end of the calendar year. Fundraising dinners, people with red buckets and bells, tiny humans asking you for money to help save other tiny humans. Now is a good time to think about what causes are near to your heart and how you can begin to set aside money to support them when the time comes. Tip number 3, do an inventory. I buy Christmas presents all year long. If I come across something that I know someone on my list will love, I have a tendency to snag it and put it in a gift box. By this time in the year, it is a really good idea for me to dust off that gift box and to see what's in it. Who have I bought for and what did I get them? Everyone does Christmas present tracking differently. Some of you wrap presents totally forget what's in them, and as the person is unwrapping them, it's as much a surprise to you as it is to them. While others of us have a meticulous list of what we bought, for whom, where we bought it, and how much it costs. Now, normally I'm an analog type person. I love me a good paper list. So I do actually have a gift giving sheet printed in my Golden Coil planner, and it is a dream. However, when I am in a cute little boutique on Girls' Night Out, I probably don't have my planner with me. And it would be really helpful to know how many presents I have actually bought my mother this year. So I use the To-Do app by Microsoft. I have a gift giving folder for each person that I buy gifts for. My ideas go in there, and then gifts that have been purchased go in and are crossed off, which means to me that I've bought them. There are a bajillion apps to choose from, but keeping a running list on your phone can help you to avoid overspending or forgetting that special gift for someone you love. Tip number 4, make a list. I will preface point 4 by saying I'm well aware that not everyone is a list maker. But please hear me out here. If we can make a list and attach some start date to the lists, we have a much better chance at not finding ourselves in Walmart on Christmas Eve looking for the perfect gift. You with me? Okay. Here's some things to consider for your list. 1. Christmas cards. Are you going to do them? If so, how many do you need? Do you have the pictures for them? Or are you getting family photos done in the fall? Are you handwriting or are you printing the cards? Deciding that now can help you snag bargains like 10 free cards on Shutterfly once a month from now until December. If you choose to take this list to the next level, you can note in your planner when you should start writing out your cards. Some people like to start the week after Thanksgiving and have them all done by the 1st of December, while others prefer that they are delivered much closer to January 1st. Deciding now helps eliminate another decision you have to make in the busy season. The second item for your list, gifts. We have talked about this, but just one more thing. I would contend to you that if you write down your list of people that you get to buy gifts for, it will help you to be more aware of that list as you are shopping right now, thus eliminating the Christmas Eve in Walmart debacle. Now, a sub-point related to this list is, what gifts are you going to make or could you make that are homemade? Are you a sourdough bread maker? Maybe a loaf of bread and a jar of homemade peach jam for your elderly neighbor would be the perfect gift. By creating a list, You have made yourself a note, to create that peach jam. Whatever talent you might use to make homemade gifts, thinking through that now can help you to map out the gathering of supplies and the making of the gifts in a time frame that works the best for you. Third thing for your list, Christmas parties. Do you want to host a few Christmas parties in your house? One for your church friends, maybe one for your team at work, one for your family. Make a list and decide when you will set the dates for those. Maybe the first part of November, you need to get those dates on the calendar. Note how many people you think might be at each party, and maybe even some of the supplies that you might need. Again, like a broken record, I will tell you, thinking these things through now can help you acquire some of the needed items on sale and maybe even clearance. Tip number 5, get in the spirit. I told you at the beginning, I love Christmas. So I am all about using this month to help us prepare for the Christmas season. And first things first, you can never go wrong with Christmas music in July. Crank those tunes and make those lists. 2, watch a Christmas movie. Hello, Hallmark Channel Christmas in July. 3, make a Christmas Pinterest board of treats you want to try, playlists you want to create, or new wrapping techniques that you hope to learn. Getting in the Christmas spirit, even if just for an afternoon, can help you plan for the most wonderful time of the year. I hope these tips and tricks were helpful for you and that you can have a relaxed holiday season knowing that you were able to do some foresight planning for Christmas in the month of July. Okay, friends, I want to take a second to tell you what's been inspiring me this week. Sticking with Christmas in July, I have 2 Christmas channels on Pandora that I adore and listen to on repeat. The Big Daddy Weave Christmas and Alan Jackson Christmas. It really depends on what mood I'm in, which one I land on. Nearly every time I've turned on music during the workday in the last couple of weeks, it has been to one of these 2 channels. And I have to tell you, I have really found myself getting in the Christmas spirit. All right, friends, take a second and think about what's been inspiring you this week. If you missed our last episode, we announced that the Inspiring Heights first ever giveaway is now live. You can go to inspiringheights.org, hover your mouse over the Contact Us link, select Email Sign Up, and fill in your information. We will be releasing our monthly newsletter, Inspiration from the Moment, starting at the end of this month. Other ways you can get your name in the drawing is by leaving us a review on any platform you listen to the Inspiring Heights podcast on and sharing us on your social media platform. The drawing will take place once the podcast has hit 650 downloads.
Friends, thank you so much for being here today. It means the world to us. Hey, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Inspiring Heights. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. And if you're so inclined, go ahead and leave us a review. This helps for new listeners who haven't heard the podcast to kind of get a feel for what the show is like before they even hit play. If you have friends who aren't yet subscribers, share this with them if this is something you think that would be helpful and encouraging to them. Okay, friends, until next time, take a deep breath and be inspired where your feet are. Bye for now.